If you are a dreamer, if you are a visionary, if you are a builder, if you desire to be so successful and so impactful in the society, then this is something that you must know how to do and to consistently do. Because what I am about to share with you literally will always define your life. When you look at every high performer in my work as a coach, as a consultant, I have had the privilege to travel to multiple countries, different continents, to work and to coach incredible CEOs as their executive coach and work with entrepreneurs. And I have seen some struggle, and I have also seen high achievers. And with the high achievers I have worked with, or even the people that came to me for coaching, and they were struggling in certain things, and we were able to sort out this particular thing I am about to share with you, a lot change in their work, a lot change in their career, in their businesses, and, and their vision. While on a coaching call with a lady some few weeks back, she's an entrepreneur and executive. And in the process of that discussion, I asked her a very unexpected question. I asked, did you regulate the thermostat in your house today in order to make sure you get the desired temperature from your air condition? She said yes. I asked this question because I wanted to take her somewhere, because in the course of our coaching, I discovered among a couple of things that we needed to sort out, we had to sort out this particular thing I am about to tell you. You see, in the journey towards achieving and sustaining success, I always like to talk about sustaining success, because it is possible to be successful today and be nowhere in 5 years or in 10 years. Knowing how to sustain success is more important than achieving success. So, in the journey towards achieving and sustaining success, this factor plays a pivotal role in sustaining success. You see, just as a thermostat maintains a house temperature at a set point, you see, the ability to effectively manage our emotions and to be able to keep us balanced or in a balanced state will always play a key role in helping us achieving our goals. Your emotional thermostat will always play that conducive role in helping you to achieve your goals and, most importantly, maintain your emotional well being. So, emotional thermostat is something that we must always set. So, I have a question for you. How often do you activate your emotional thermostat? You see, success both in our personal endeavors and our professional endeavors is significantly and will always be significantly influenced by a couple of key things, including your emotional drive. Your emotional drive propels you forward. Your emotional drive fuels your passion. Your emotional drive fuels your perseverance, your resilience in the face of challenges. Anybody who has not sorted out their emotional drive will find it difficult to succeed. You see? So, without the regulating mechanism or the consciousness of regulating our emotional intelligence, this drive can lead us astray. This drive can convert potential victories into sources of stress and conflict. You see, I have seen and I have heard where people have lost important contracts or important clients because they were not able to put their emotions in check during certain conversations. This is just a simple example of how your emotional drive, if not put in check, can convert your potential victories into your very source of pain, conflicts, and failure. So, my practical concept of emotional thermostat just represents or is a call to upgrade our ability to regulate our emotions as visionary people. You see, just as a thermostat in the house detects fluctuations in temperature and adjusts these fluctuations to maintain a set point, as individuals, we must learn to recognize our emotional responses. That is our responsibility. One of the core self-responsibility of every human being is the ability to recognize their emotional responses and adjust them to maintain what I call emotional equilibrium. You see, this regulation is crucial for peak performers. This regulation is crucial for high performers. This regulation is crucial for leaders, professionals, entrepreneurs, executives. Why is this important? Because these people I have mentioned, you that are listening to me, your decisions and your behaviors have a far reaching impact on your dreams, on your goals, on your vision. If you are leading an organization or a team, every decision and behavior that you take will always have far reaching impact on other people and a ripple effect. And if your emotional thermostat is not activated, you will always cause disasters. You may likely be listening to me, and if you picture your life in the last couple of years, you will see situations and circumstances and even opportunities that you missed out because you were never conscious of your emotional thermostat and you were never intentionally being in charge of this emotional thermostat. Okay? So, the ability to maintain a stable, balanced state despite external exchanges is important in the journey of success. Why? Because in regulating a thermostat, we set a desired temperature and rely on the system to adjust heating or cooling to maintain that temperature. Similarly, regulating your emotions requires setting a desired emotional state. Yes, every human being needs to have a desired emotional state and consciously adjusting our responses to maintain this particular state. This is what will keep us in that position where we can always engineer success and enjoy personal well being. This goes back to marriages, relationships. Personally, for me, I have my desired emotional state when it comes to my wife, right? It's important. I have things that I have trained myself never to say and never to do, no matter the situation. It's a responsibility. You can train your emotions. The challenge is many people leave their emotions to chance. Many people do not have their emotional thermostat. You cannot leave your emotions to chance. Now, when you activate your emotional thermostat, the following will happen. And if you're listening to this and the following, you cannot find the following in your life, it means you have not activated your emotional thermostat. But if you have activated your emotional thermostat, the following will happen in your life. Number one, you will refuse to let anger control your reactions in any situation. Anger will never really be the main driving force for you to react in any situation. Number two, you avoid speaking impulsively when anger tries to take hold of you. You don't just say anything at any time because you're angry. Number three, you have this tendency of resisting the urge to act recklessly on social media due to emotional turmoil. Whether we like it or not, social media is part of our lives now till I don't know when. It's never gonna end until Jesus comes, right? However, if social media still controls the way you say certain things, and if you are that kind of person that you read things on social media and you quickly take and implement without processing, analyzing, synthesizing, and understanding with an independent mind, you have not activated your emotional thermostat. If you still jump into fights on social media and you leave comments and make posts without thinking, how will these that I'm sharing on social media, these things I am sharing will make up part of my digital footprint. You see, whether we like it or not, we are getting into a dispensation where employers will always check your digital footprint before they employ you. Investors will do same, good partners will do same, certain entities will do same, right? So when you activate your emotional thermostat, you have this tendency of resisting the urge to act recklessly on social media due to emotional turmoil. The next thing that will happen to you when you activate your emotional thermostat is that you easily decline to respond to provocations with anger. You easily understand that, this particular thing that somebody said is just there to provoke you and steal your energy. And you must not react to it. You must not respond to it. So you find yourself being comfortable at declining to respond to certain things because you have your emotional thermostat activated. The next thing that will happen to you is you choose not to let your emotions dictate your words and your actions. Yes, your reasoning dictates your words and your actions. Your core values, your principles dictate your words and your actions and not your emotions. You will also notice that when you activate your emotional thermostat, you reject the temptation to make decisions based on emotions. Somebody once said, you need to be careful of the decisions that you make when you're very angry or when you're very happy. The best decisions are made when your emotional thermostat is activated. When you activate your emotional thermostat, you also refrain from expressing anger without thinking or without consideration. You don't just express anger anyhow to your loved ones, to your colleagues, or to whoever that is close to you, right? You deny the impulse to lash out in frustration. You see, when you activate your emotional thermostat, you also commit to maintaining composure in emotionally charged situations. You don't just speak anyhow in an emotionally charged situations. You are the one that is committed to maintain composure and bring some sense of composure into the room. You see, there is one thing that goes on between I and my wife, which is if she's angry and she's speaking, most of the times I'm just quiet. And when I'm angry and I'm talking and saying things, she is totally quiet. So what happens in our relationship and in our marriage is that there is always one person in the room who is committed to maintain composure. And this can only happen between people that have activated their emotional thermostat, right? The last thing I'll talk about what happens to you when you activate your emotional thermostat is that you decide against allowing temporal emotions to influence long-term relationships or opportunities. This is important. People who don't have emotional thermostat activated easily lose long-term relationships and life-changing opportunities because they quickly allow temporary emotions to influence certain things in their lives. Therefore, to round up, effective emotional thermostat or regulation involves the following. Number one, awareness. Now, this is for people or for you if you feel that you need to start developing intentionally with consciousness your emotional thermostat. What do you need to do? Number one, it starts with awareness. You need to recognize your current emotional state. You need to understand the impact of your current emotional state on your thoughts and your actions. What is your current emotional state as a person? Are you the kind of person that quickly get angry? You quickly get excited? You're always reserved and all of that? Do a self-awareness. Understand yourself. What is your current emotional state? Number two, understanding. You need to identify the triggers that cause your emotional shift. You need to understand yourself. What are those things that quickly cause your emotional shift, especially in important relationships, right? When you understand what causes a particular emotion, you start training yourself to handle things like that. Number three, choice. You need to train yourself to decide how to respond to your emotions in a way that align with your values and with your goals and with your vision. Yes, you need to make a choice. You need to make that choice. It's a decision. You cannot allow your emotions to drive you. You need to drive your emotions. This is where choice comes in. You need to intentionally decide how will you respond to your emotions when they rise. You need to decide that. And the main choice here is to make sure that when you begin to act as far as your emotions are concerned, your actions, your emotional actions should always align with your values and goals. Lastly, you need to take proactive steps to manage your emotions consistently. It's not something you do overnight. It's a daily process. You daily train yourself to have the right emotional regulation. Because the goal is you should never come to a point in your life where you will lose important opportunities, relevant, significant relationships because you did not activate your emotional thermostat. That is your responsibility. Building and maintaining your effective emotional thermostat is essential for you and I if we are aiming for sustained success and significance in personal relationships, family, marriages, careers, businesses, whatever area of our lives. We need to do that. We need to do that because this will always redefine you as a person. In this journey of life, either your emotions are your assets or your emotions are destroying what you are trying to build. My name is Dr. Javnyuy Joybert, and I hope that you were blessed, you were inspired, you were challenged, and I believe you will not remain the same. As I always say, if this episode inspires only one person, one single person, then my purpose is being fulfilled. God bless you. Leave me a comment. Leave me some comments. Wherever you're following this, leave me feedback, leave me comments, ask me a question. Let's connect on social media, on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Let's connect. Leave me a comment. And if you want us to connect, leave me a comment, send me a DM, and I will happily connect and collaborate with you. God bless you. Remember, you are rare, you're remarkable, and Jesus loves you.